Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, tonight we're going to talk about how they're starting to do these little preliminary vote counts at the Supreme Court level. This is massive because, as you guys know, there's a Supreme Court case coming down, and the initial arguments start on November 6th. Now, it's all about the Second Amendment, and if you have the right, the Constitution guarantees that right, for you to actually carry a gun outside your home. This is important and consequential because we haven't had an actual ruling from the Supreme Court on guns in over a decade. Now, this is massive because you've seen the left freak out about it. They're putting out amicus briefs. All these things are happening. This is going to be a massive showdown. But now we're starting to see some of the preliminary horse counting, basically vote tallying, see what's going to happen because people are starting to prognosticate on what's going to happen. I've got an article right here from The Hill. This is actually pretty interesting. And if this author is correct, guys, this is going to be a party. It's linked in the description box below. I want to hear what you think, but let's dive in. All right. Here's the article title, and this is an awesome title, by the way. Locked and Loaded. Supreme Court is ready for a showdown on the Second Amendment. Yeah, they are. Let's do it. So, basically, what this guy is going to do is he's going to walk through the odds and the background and the history because New York has tried this kind of shenanigans before. In fact, in one of the earlier Supreme Court videos that we did when this was announced, we talked about how New York had a previous case pending before the Supreme Court, and they withdrew it. They basically repealed the law so it wouldn't be an issue anymore because they knew they were going to get nailed on it. But let's dive in because this is going to start to come back to haunt them. Just like everything the gun control left does, it always kicks them in the butt on the back end. Check this out. The court will soon take up New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. Bruin, more than a decade after its last major gun rights decision. The case promises to be a showdown between the Supreme Court and the lower courts, which have been chipping away at the high court's prior Second Amendment rulings. Absolutely true, 100%, and I'm excited to see the Supreme Court actually, activating. It often is difficult to determine which side of the court supplied the votes to grant a review in the case. That is not the situation here. The New York case was clearly accepted by conservative justices with a mind toward reversal of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. They're looking at reversal. This guy is basically laying out the case that, no, justices chose this to send a message to the Second Circuit to get in line. That's what that means. And he's honestly not too far off. This is actually something that's interesting. But check out what happened in New York. This may have really ruffled the feathers here. Those politicians publicly thumped their chest about going to the Supreme Court with the law and limiting the Second Amendment precedent, professing absolute confidence they litigated the law, and again, the Second Circuit supported the dubious statute. The Supreme Court accepted the case for review and was expected to overturn the law, until New York suddenly changed the law and then quietly sought to withdraw its case before any other ruling. That's exactly what happened. They knew they were going to lose, but I want to draw your attention to something. Every single time the left crosses the line and they violate the Second Amendment or any other right for that matter, they always go with, it'll stand up in court, bring it on, let's do it, I'll see you in court. Does that sound familiar to anything else going on right now? Just saying, this is what they do. And then they'll take this little stance and little slide. They'll either get out of it or they'll fight and lose on the merits. And that is interesting. A really good case would be the Obamacare. It's not a tax, it's not a tax, it's not a tax, goes to the Supreme Court. Oh, it's just a tax, Judge. Oh, well, if it's a tax, that's okay. That's what they did. Check it up. Look it up yourself. But look what the court did in response to New York. The court ultimately dismissed the case, but did so over the objections of 3 dissenting justices. It was a rare instance in which the court resisted such a mootness ruling after a party sought to withdraw, but then the few litigants have had the temerity to do what New York just did, and that's true because they pulled a fast one on the Supreme Court. But listen to what happened and what the Supreme Courts did in dissent, and this is where the author is pulling the impetus from. Justices Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, and Clarence Thomas specifically called out New York for, quote, manipulating the docket by withdrawing an unconstitutional law just before the final opinion, which is exactly what they did. Justice Brett Kavanaugh joined in the condemnation and added menacingly that some federal and state courts may not be properly applying Heller and McDonald. The court should address the issue soon, perhaps in one of the several Second Amendment cases with petitions for certiorari now pending before the court. Oh snap, shot across the bow, and now we've got this case right here. Now keep in mind, you've got those 3 justices and you've added Coney Barrett. Look what this is where he ties it all together. If those 4 justices are still intent on pushing back on lower courts, they need only Chief Justice John Roberts or Barrett to hand down a major ruling in favor of gun rights. So what this author is laying out is This is so close. There's already 4 justices that are irritated about the fact that they couldn't rule previously because New York pulled a fast one. Now they only need to either Justice John Roberts, who's Chief Justice, or Amy Coney Barrett. And that's what I've got for you guys tonight. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow night. I'm Braden. See you later.